We now return to Let's Play Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, I guess. Putting down our housing. And we'll get some people in here. And get this thing started. Alright. Begin. So our first goal is basically just getting enough people to sustain our first little bit of industry down here, selling fish. We're settlers, hooray. Now, in order to fully do this properly, I'm going to have to put down yet another warehouse, because in order to trade fish, we need to have 50 just to open the thing in the beginning. Babylon, there it is, yeah. So we need to collect 50 just to begin with. So that is out of range. This would be within range. And I don't know that I need to connect this up. Maybe I will anyway, just in case because this is actually going to be a pretty quick way to grab fish from here and then eventually pull it up into here. So I'm going to do something like that, except I won't do that because then it's going to eat into my future planning for bread making. And all things considered, maybe I should do kind of like this. Yeah. Pause for a moment. Grab fish. We're only using this one for, well, for temporary anyway, just to unlock the fish thing, because it's out of range of the port, and I still need to maintain a connection here. Which, now that I look at it... Okay, good. So I could put two side by side and still run this. I will put that there right now, just to remind myself. Because eventually I think, even with the 10 times output mod that I've got for this, eventually we will need a secondary one, especially if I'm running all of these out here. You know, I mean, realistically, this may not have been necessary to put this one here, because I think just these few tiles were still within natural irrigation, but at this point, what does it matter? Right, now we've got plenty of people, so now is the time. Is this doing its thing? Eventually it will be. Now's the time to begin grabbing some stuff, and we will grab from here and drop it off here. Also, now that we've got so many people, we will turn this on, and you will begin capturing that. We'll also, may as well put it down. Let's put all of them down. That's a lot of people early on. We can always turn a building off. But I want to be able to unlock that as quickly as possible, because wages are going to start killing me here. If we can start selling, that will begin that. Now I should be able to do like this. And I may as well go ahead and get the bread guy going as well. So let's actually look at that. Okay, wheat is being taken. We need one more to fulfill the food requirement. But one... Okay, so it really must then just be... You would think my output would go up. But I don't think it did. Having these 3 extra, and especially since I'm producing more, I don't know what's going on there. I don't actually really know how that works. Speed this up a little bit. Need to get going. Okay. So really, you know, if I want to be efficient, and there's absolutely no reason I would ever want to do that and or requirement for me to do so, but if I want to be efficient, now that we are full here, it makes more sense for me to go ahead and start distributing it, because otherwise it's just going to be filling in, and I would actually like this to fill in a little bit before we start distributing it, because we're not actually making enough. Maybe we can do a bakery again. So now we would be making enough, except that now we're not making enough wheat. And are we enough yet to open this up? We are. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Oh, shit. So my whole idea of selling fish, I can only sell 20. I wasn't paying attention to that. We're not gonna make any money whatsoever on this. Yeah. We're not going to make any money whatsoever on this, but it's something anyway. Unfortunately, I really don't want this anymore. So, let's open this up with Babylon. And hopefully we can at least be getting something out of this, and I will then make this extremely unnecessary move. This has to be turned on, right? Or turned off. One of these. Okay, we can pick up and out without it being on. We just can't sell from it. Which is dumb. And here's our guy. We too full up on this for the count. In fact, I should probably just lower this to 20 if that is all we can sell. And then that way maybe I can use this for something else. Let's go ahead and connect up this irrigation canal. Okay, so now we're a little bit fuller on this. I think we can get a poor market down, and I'll put it to this. Yeah, I'll put it here. So we want a food distributor. I have one go here. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So we'll go to here, to here, to here, and to here. Yeah. Unless well, I mean, I guess I could always loop it through this way. This would still effectively do the same thing. Because these guys will get double dipped all the time. Yeah, moving around this way and then going around this way. Whereas if I have one come this way around, it'll always get double dipped. But if I have it go around, having one go this way, coming up, having one go this way, coming up. Let's try that. Let's see how well that works. Do that, and then we'll do a milk. Copy that. We'll start distributing. I think I can already see the problem here, although we're not producing enough to begin with anyhow. Definitely producing enough for the milk, which is fine. But I think we need to turn this on already. Still over. That's okay though. The more surplus we have, the more this guy walking back and forth is going to be able to keep at it. So where are we at here? We are actually making enough money in trade at the moment to be of benefit. And we're at 28 prestige. Now it takes 100 to unlock the ones that I want, right? So this guy we could actually do by just growing barley right now. Pretty sure that's barley. Yeah. Alternatively, beer. Well, we need barley to get to beer, so that'll be a barley farm. And then the one I want to sell to, we need just prestige. We need 100 prestige and 200 prestige, but we can get to 100 prestige. This one, though, we don't need to do this right away. But we will need to do so eventually. We must have already hit our max then? No? Guess we just started a new year. I don't know. Anyway, we're making money. So, mission accomplished there. So now we need to work towards getting more money. And I mean, I guess we could think about distributing to there so that we can get our level fill. You see, we're already kind of at a position where we're not quite, at least not on the bread. So maybe my bread production just needs to be extremely overabundant. And that'll do it. Alternatively, I am kind of prepared now to go straight into the barley and beer making. I'm thinking maybe I'll do it on this side. We don't seem to need that much milk. Alternatively, I could hop it over here and do it on this side. Keep it relatively within the same area. If I did a... Now where are we at? Brewery. Okay. Just looking at how far away from another warehouse I could get. So I could make 2 on this side and maybe 2 to this side. And then we could put all of our beer here. Because it would probably also be... Yeah, so if we had another farm, 2 barley farms on this side and did it here, I think that would work. Look like we're getting awful close. Actually, the irrigation canal would run right over that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we could get a beer production right in here, and then I could drag the beer. So that's a thing I wasn't thinking about, is I'm going to need a separate one for beer and tablets. Pull from. So this whole thing doesn't really work in that regard. Unless I just get a second distributor. Actually, that would be a far better idea. Set that up over here, although tablets could be made down here. So we'd make a tablet thing here that would then get pulled over to here. And then we just have the tablet distribution, whatnot, be over here. Tablets and beer, and so we'd have a secondary thing over here that would be distributing in that regard. Okay. Now this gets really messy really quick. But I could... So if I just do this now... There, that's how we'll do that. Then I have a way of getting in here. Problem is I don't really have a way of not double dipping. Unless I had it come up the backside, but then we're doing that anyway. Yeah, I think we're just going to end up double dipping. So actually, I could send one down here, for the beer and tablets, and then one this way for beer and tablets. Okay, that'll work out. That'll work out. I'm trying to be a lot more cerebral with this, and, what's your deal? I guess it changed because I added a road there. Okay, so we got plenty of people. We're making money. Our prestige seems to have been capped out here. So let's work on getting that prestige up. We'll begin by doing something like this. I want to use small flower garden. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of flower garden. Even though it's a massive waste of money when I could be using the simpler kind. There, let's look at that pollution now. That significantly drops it. I wonder, though, once I put these in, the clay makers, or the pottery makers, what that is actually going to have. Impact. Okay, so let's use... I really don't like the idea of just constantly using the same asset, but I also really don't want to use a lot of money pointlessly. So I'm just going to do that. And we'll put in a bunch of grass until I can replace it. And already that's pretty good. It's gotten... I mean, if you look at it, we don't even really need to do this much. It's actually very unnecessary. I only need 3 to even get to level 4. So, you know, leaving this out, putting... just cutting out the middle grass area would be enough, I think, that I could probably put these stills at the end of the roads, and the ambient appeal would push in. I mean, look at this. We're already at 12, just from a massive row of this. Yeah, so in future, for the workers, you don't need this. You don't need a garden spot in the middle. You could just wrap a housing block in these kinds of pollution-blocking bushes, and it would extend far enough in that you could get the whole neighborhood, which also makes these decorative roads completely unnecessary for this neighborhood. So when you're in the low-class working district, it's unnecessary. I don't even know if there is a 5th level. There might be a 5th level. Actually, I think the way you can tell is... Fuck, where is it? The number of goods a poor market would provide. So probably not. This only provides for 4 different types of goods, and there's your 4th one right there. So there's only 4 levels there. In the standard market, okay, well actually this is not a good metric, because in the sandbox when I looked at this had 5, and then the bigger one had 6. So, but I'm pretty sure poor market only has 4. I might be wrong with that, because there might actually be a textiles thing that they get too. Okay, so what do we need? We will eventually need a well. I was planning on putting that here, but then we also need an administrator to put the clay tablets out. So that's probably where that'll go. Yeah. How are we doing? Okay, let's go ahead and get this secondary thing going out here. Now I did determine, though, that this is kind of not enough, right? Because it's actually better to have more of these guys, although they are right next door, so I don't think we need too many of these to pull from here. They should be able to do this rather quickly. But before, where I was having the trouble was that they were not getting goods quickly enough, and so I needed more of these. So really it ended up becoming just a one marketplace for one district, one neighborhood, and then I needed to add more of these workers, which, by the way, I could only do with the mod, because this mod is adding these extra 3 slots. So having the 2 neighborhoods might be overtaxing these guys, but again, because it's right here, I think we ought to be able to handle this. We will find out. We will find out if that is indeed the case. So it's going to go from here to here background, and then this one will be a milk. We'll go that. So we'll start getting all of our distribution out and see if we can maintain it and see if we can get this to level out, and then we'll move on to the next little bit. It definitely does. I could put pollution blockers there too. Okay, I think we've leveled out, and we're making even more money now because of taxes, so that's good. Next stage. I guess before getting ready for the beer, I should maybe think about doing the clay. Get some pots up in here, get them ready. So why don't we do that? Ceramic workshop. Put one there, put one there. And we'll go ahead and get a clay mine here. Turn that one on too. It eats up a lot of people. I guess one way I could force this to be on the outside instead of the inside, and it doesn't seem to be an issue. They all seem to be coming from the outside. But it's really not necessary to have these 3 road pieces here. Not that there's anything I could use this space for, but it would just shorten where the walker comes out, I guess. Because that one piece right there would be enough to get to the other pottery maker right there. Okay, so now we need a pottery maker. It's going to grab from there and take to there, and let's make sure you are... Okay, you are. Okay. Sorry? Picking up... Oh, fuck, that's not pots. How do I always get those mixed up? But the one benefit I guess I could use this for is I could put more of these bushes here, and maybe that would block pollution from going this way. Because once I put tablet production over here, that is going to be a thing. And it does, I agree, seem to be silly to say we'll produce tablets here, then drag them all the way over here to be stored. When I could easily just do it here. But if I'm going to have... I need to have another market. So maybe instead of the water person here, I can put the water person here and do the split screen thing that I was thinking about. So I can have just a one market person just for distribution of tablets. Which seems wasteful, because it is, but, you know, whatever. Alternatively, I could only do... Here's a thought. I could do a pottery person for here and a tablet person for here. And then have one distributing the beer and the well, no, because I need 2 tablets. So both of these would have to be tablets. I could put the market person here, though, who's going to do pottery and beer, because they would be close enough, or should be close enough. Yeah. But if I'm going to do that, I'll have to swap these. I'll have to put the milk maker over here. I think that's how we'll do this, though. That way I can just have tablets in one area be distributed. Yeah, and then we'll have beer and we'll have pottery coming from this one. That makes sense to me. Which means then that I don't have to be pulling from here, and then I can just have this be the only distribution for that. So why don't we... Okay, I need to pause for a minute. My little plotting and thinking here is getting a little out of control. So we will actually turn you off, and you will be the one now that grabs this. Let's grab That's dirt road going out this way, and then of course it's got to come over to here. Also running this way. Actually, it doesn't. Let's not do that. I wish that I could undo some of these things. Because it just has to go up the middle to connect like this. Okay, so yeah, you'll be picking up for this. For right now, I want this to do that. You, buddy, are actually going to be taking from here to here right now. I shouldn't do that. So what I actually want is, I want you to grab from there and then grab to here. And I will give you a temporary friend who is going to pull from here to here. We'll no longer take that. And what we will do is we will turn this onto a tick beer. And yeah. Yeah, this will work out well. So you're going to start grabbing pots. I guess there should be 2. One of whom is going to go down this way. And you are going to go down that way. And that's it. So let's also, once you're done with that, okay, get rid of you. Pause for a moment. Okay, this is, right, this is only beer. Okay. So that should still be pulling in. This guy went and grabbed nothing because there was nothing, but he should grab it this time.
Shoo, flies! Don't.
Why aren't you grabbing any milk? Pickup spot now, okay. Okay, hopefully that's not going to be a disaster. It may well be. You've got pots now. Why are you not distributing them? Okay, you are distributing them. Let's then get to... the well. The well can be here. The well. Now this could probably just be one gigantic thing. Right?
I wonder who will buy this piece. Some might prefer wine over water, but those people are...
Right, so now that you're gone, we need to pause for a moment. I need to actually put this down. I need to put this one pick up. You now need to come in and grab... Actually, you were the wrong one. We need you to grab from here to take those back. Okay, and then we no longer need you. So this could allow me now to have a double grabber for these things. It looks like we've actually probably worked ourselves. Yes, we have. So now it's time to turn this on and get this going. 45. Oh. 54, there we go. Yes, okay. Hope that we don't screw ourselves on the goods. People are leaving. Yep, they are. We screwed ourselves. Okay, well, one thing I need to do, I guess, is increase our productivity on that. Look at the pottery. We need more. still think it is absolutely ridiculous how many goods, higher level goods you need. Should not need that much. And are we maintaining our 20 fish by the time... It looks like it. Looks like we're getting our 20 fish by the time a guy comes along, so we don't need to be overproducing that. We're at 61 prestige. That's good. Don't be doing that. How is that possible? How is it possible that you are getting pots, but you aren't? You go buy this one first. That is very weird. And then let's do, I don't know, let's do these flowers over here. Give ourselves some variety anyhow. That is the one I was just using. And just because I've got the money and I can, let's go ahead and grab this and spruce up the road just a little bit. Make it look like a neighborhood. And then I'm also going to come in here, and I'm going to... I'll just do the gardening. Sort of block it off a little bit. Okay. Now I do have extra spaces in here. I have no idea what I'll be using them for. And if anything, I guess I could use them for more housing spots. If I get rid of these and move them to the back. In fact, maybe I'll want to do that. I could put a road here, move these to the back, and then that way they come this way. And then I get 3 more houses here. This one would not be in any kind of position to benefit from it. They would walk right by unless I did a crossover. Which, I don't know. This is 130 more people, potentially. Well, at that point it would be 130 more people. So, yeah, you know, that's a thought. We would be giving these guys preferential treatment all the time. They would be doubling up. Trying really hard to avoid that. But I think that works. We are now 1,000 people. What's our tax revenue looking like? Good. Healthy. Pretty healthy. Trade is covering the wages. It'd be nice if taxes were covering the wages, but I don't think that's how that works in this game. Which is weird, but we're covering ourselves, which is good. We still need more. Now, what could I gain? How do I look at 90? I would gain 90 prestige just from having the monument. So, with 1,000 people, maybe that's the first thing I should be thinking about, is maybe over here. Again, it won't fit over here. This is only going to be... Ooh, that's something I got to think about. This is only going to be good for farms over here. I would like to use it. But if I use that, then I can maybe have a little elite neighborhood over here. So I think this will be good. I think if we double this over to here, and maybe get one more row here, that will probably be enough to gain our population. I mean, look at this. We've already got 3,000. So you can extrapolate that three of these is enough plus a little bit extra. I mean, considering that we're going to get population from the villas, of which we need 32 villas anyway, so we need one of these blocks just of villas. And each of those houses, what, I don't know exactly, as a maximum. But yeah, I mean, so basically three of these plus one housing block of the luxury elite ought to be able to handle that. So, like I said, one more here and then one more strip down there, and that is how that is going to look. This will be here, so that gives me at least some planning ideas of where I want to maybe put a temple. I think in order to get to that level, we're definitely going to have to expand our groceries out here. But we might actually be able to put it way out here, now that I look at it. Because I think this area right here will be enough for farming for that. So I could maybe put the temple way out here. Do that now. Should probably get it going anyway. Alternatively, I could maybe have it fit here. Where would it fit? Okay, it would actually maybe fit here. Not if I want to necessarily put it at the end of a block. Whatever. We have plenty of room out here. And I think actually, now that the map seems to be large enough that it's usable, that's really nice. It would be nice if they had designed the map so that I could put this temple just out of the way here, of course, because that would just be satisfactory to be able to have it on its own out here. Otherwise, this is just doing a bunch of nothing. But anyway. Okay, so I think with a little bit of forward planning like I've been doing, oh boy, we're getting to a point where this is not going to be so much of a hassle. That's nice. Yeah, our pottery production should be a lot higher than this. So, looks like we'll be opening up yet another one. Just to keep that one cozy. I want this to be full. Or at the very least have something in it, like the other ones. Because that's crazy. Like, look at this. We've got this going, and if you look at my production is not that much higher. I mean, now this is higher, but my production of bread, not that high. It was comparable, right? And then, so we've got this thing full, but the same amount of produce for my pots can't keep this full because they keep taking it. I don't know. There's just something broken about that. Anyway, so I think I've got a game plan going forward here. I think I will move that back just so I can have 2 extra spots here. Unnecessary though, because as I said, the math works out that I can just keep it together here. But anyway, so yeah, we'll go from there. And if I am going to extend down here, that means we're going to have to push another... Okay, that's probably where the caravan guy will come in, dragging it all the way to this one over here so we can have this double block. Well, anyway, I'll do some planning. But with some forward planning like this, I've made this far less of a hassle. We'll just see when it gets down to squeezing out that prestige how much of a hassle it really is, because I feel like that's where the problem is going to be. It always seems to be that way. When I need to finish off the population or the prestige or some ridiculously high number, that's where I'm always trying to rush. And I think, you know, having another housing block here, having another housing block here, keeping these full is going to be a challenge. So maybe I want to start working on that now when I've got 900 people, but I would also really like it if I could start opening up this jewelry thing, because that's going to be an issue. And speaking of issue, what's going to be an even bigger issue is if I do get the luxury people over here, that is going to be one hell of a move to drag the jewelry over there so that they can grow, because that is a requirement for them. So maybe I want to rethink that altogether. Maybe I would be better off actually just having a separate housing block over here for that. Yeah, like I thought about in the first episode, there's no reason to do this and make it look like a city. Unfortunately, there is no incentive for doing that. So, yeah, maybe I will just do that. Maybe I'll extend this all the way over to here. We'll just keep the basics farms, you know, beer and wheat and all that stuff. Keep that over here contained, and then for the elite housing stuff, we'll keep a separate thing over here, because all the goods that they require are separate from this. So, yeah, I think that's actually the way forward. Okay, anyway, time to end this one here. I'll see you next time.